Barcelona has already started with their transfer market. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Gordon. Fabrizio has tweeted it, Fabrizio has said it, and Fabrizio has confirmed it. Barcelona has been mentioning Anthony Gordon's name in several meetings over recent days. This is the most unexpected goddamn transfer news that came out this week, man. Anthony Gordon to Barcelona? I don't know what's this obsession with Barcelona and English wingers right now. I genuinely don't know. As reported in last night's video, he's high on Barca's list and talks on set to leave Newcastle in any case this summer. More from Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona are in direct club-to-club talks with Newcastle for Anthony Gordon. The player is keen on the move, but more clubs are also on it. This was the reason of Deco's mission to the UK. What? Everyone thought that Deco is going to the UK. Talk about Harry Kane, which has been mentioned a lot. Now Harry Kane is in Bayern Munich, so I don't know why people were saying that he went to the UK for Harry Kane when Harry Kane is written in Germany. But they thought that maybe they are going for a contract extension for a Marcus Rashford. Maybe Deco went to Manchester United trying to make a permanent deal. But ladies and gentlemen, the idea was different. They might not go with the Marcus Rashford. They are probably going with a Anthony Gordon. Bayern and Premier League clubs are also keen. Now, insane. This genuinely came out of nowhere. I don't know why Anthony Gordon all of a sudden is an interest for Barcelona right now. But Deco, he knows his wingers, if I'm being honest, because last season he was considering Luis Diaz. The player has been unbelievable and phenomenal for Bayern Munich. Everyone laughed at Deco, especially Barcelona fans. They were saying, why would you pay 70 million for a Luis Diaz that is a flop at Liverpool, right? He went to Bayern Munich under company. He has been unbelievable, contributing to one of the scariest attacks in the world right now, which is Bayern Munich's, right? But ladies and gentlemen, even more news coming up. Negotiations between Barcelona and Newcastle are underway. Laporta, Deco and Hansi Flick are convinced the English winger has a huge potential for Barcelona. Now that line alone, not many cases, especially when it comes to Barcelona and their transfer, not many cases come out and say that all of them, which is Deco, Laporte and Hansi Flick, are in board with a decision or in board with a player. It's always like Hansi Flick wants someone, but Deco prefers someone else, who has interest in someone else, similar to what happened to Luis Diaz. I don't think Hansi Flick really wanted a Luis Diaz, if I'm being honest, but this is the case. Despite interest from Premier League and Bayern Munich, if you have interest from Bayern Munich, if you have interest from other Premier League teams, Anthony Gordon is a good talent. Gordon has given priority to Barcelona. Newcastle are prepared for his departure. These players always prefer Barcelona. You know, it pisses me off, I swear. Listen, Real Madrid also have pull rate, right? When it comes to pull rate, Barcelona and Real Madrid are up there, right? But Barcelona is just shocking that their pull rate, with the budget that they have, it's like players reduce their salary to join Barcelona. But hey, this is a reason why Barcelona is the best club of all time, alongside, right under, Real Madrid, ladies and gentlemen, because the pull rate that they have is unbelievable. Especially right now, I think their pull rate is higher than ever, because not only do they have a world-class manager in Hansi Flick, they have chemistry with each other. Real Madrid is understandable. The players still are very 50-50 in joining Real Madrid. It's understandable. With everything that has been going on, with the trophyless seasons, it makes sense. Even as a Madrid fan, I can't be delusional. It makes sense why our pull rate right now is a bit lower than Barcelona. But we're still a bigger club than Barcelona. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Laporte, Deco and Hansi Flick convinced that Anthony Gordon could be a signing with great potential for Barcelona. If Hansi Flick knows a player has good potential for Barcelona, that brother will get him and that brother will improve him to the maximum. Gordon has also received offers from other Premier League clubs, like I said, Bayern Munich, but he has given his priority to Barcelona. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into his statistics, because you guys love me when I speak about the stats and if he's good for Barcelona or what is his strengths and weaknesses, I just went and researched this brother from top to bottom, because I do not watch Newcastle. I watch Premier League, but I do not watch Newcastle, if I'm being honest. I made some research and I'll tell you what type of player he is, right? One thing I need to talk about. You have a player in Marcus Rashford. This brother plays in the left wing position, by the way. He can play on right wing. I believe he started when he was younger. He was right wing. That's what I know, right? He can play at striker as well. He has potential as striker. He can play at left wing as well. Very similar player to a Marcus Rashford. Now, I don't understand. If you have a choice between keeping and buying Marcus Rashford for 30 million, Marcus Rashford is more experienced than Gordon. He's older than Gordon. And he has experience inside of Barcelona already, right? 30 million for a Marcus Rashford is actually very cheap, man. Considering that he actually gave you a very good season. Sure, he didn't live to the standards of a Rafinha, but you didn't buy him to replace Rafinha. You bought him to be a rotational player for Rafinha. You bought him to have some squad depth to your team, because if you want to win the Champions Leagues, the big trophies, you need squad depth, right? That's why you bought Marcus Rashford, to rotate him between him. If Lamine gets injured, maybe you could chuck him at right wing. If obviously Rafinha, when he got injured, you replace him with a Marcus Rashford. He did unbelievable, not to the level where Barcelona fans expected him to do, especially when it came to the quarterfinals against Atletico Madrid. Obviously, they wanted him to perform because Rafinha was injured. He didn't perform well, right? But the stats that Rashford gave you in his first season as well, under Hansi Flick, and he genuinely loves the club as well. Like, he is dying for the club. Remember before he joined? Remember when Rashford, before he joined, he was literally liking all the players' pictures. He was out there sending messages. He was so happy. He genuinely was like in Disneyland, right? And after his contract ended, obviously his loan ended, he said he wants to stay. He wants to stay at Barcelona. He loves the club. Why would you not go for a Marcus Rashford and bring a Gordon, right? And I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. Because after I did my research, it's understandable why they're not going with the Rashford thing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's talk about the statistics of Gordon. 182, that's I believe what, 6'1". He is right-footed. At left wing, that is very good. He can do the finesses. He's 25 years old. Younger than Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I believe he is 27, 28 now, or 29, I don't know. But he is older, obviously, than Gordon, right? His market value is 57 million right now. He can play striker, left wing, and left mid, right? And if you take a look at this season alone, he has scored 17 goals for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle is not the best of teams, obviously. They're a strong team in the Premier League, but not the best of teams, right? 17 goals, 6 Premier League goals. This tells you, after doing research on him as well, this tells you that Gordon, this player, is not very consistent in front of goal. So keep that in mind. And finishing-wise, I actually give it to Marcus Rashford, if I'm being honest. If you talk about finishing, like I said, Marcus Rashford is a better finisher than Anthony Gordon, if I'm being honest. From what I heard from Newcastle fans and doing some research, he is not the most consistent. He can score the goals, but not the most consistent. One thing that genuinely shocked me, 10 Champions League goals. 10 Champions League goals, and I believe 12 games played is unbelievable. Now, okay, you need to consider that 10 of Champions League goals, 4 goals he scored in one game against a team called Karabakh or something like that. So 4 of them was against a very weak team. You need to consider that. So we have to consider, but still, 10 Champions League goals is unbelievable, man. I think he's like top 4 high scorers, or top 3 maybe, I don't know, I didn't check, but I think top 3, top 4 high scorers in the Champions League. Sure, there's more games in the Champions League now to be played, but that is just unbelievable with the new format, obviously. Insane. That is insane for the Champions League. He looks like a big game player, and that is very good to know, man, because Marcus Rashford was not really a big game player if you think about it in the Champions League. I mean, I guess Real Madrid in the second leg, beautiful free kick, but not a big game player if I'm being honest. 1 FA Cup goal. I mean, goals wise, not the best, obviously, but if you take a look at his strengths and weaknesses, right? I am asking ChatGPT, obviously, but I already made some research. Strengths and weaknesses, right? He's a presser. Everyone's saying it on my social media. He is a high presser. He presses and presses and presses. He's young. He tracks back. He makes the runs. He is quick. He is perfect for that Rafinha type of role, ladies and gentlemen. You know the difference between Rafinha and Marcus Rashford, and why Barcelona fans are not accepting Marcus Rashford as a starter over Rafinha, is because he does not press. Even at Manchester United, I'm a part United fan, obviously, you guys know that. He does not press. he used to not press, and that used to piss me off a lot when it came to Manchester United. We had a time where we had Marcus Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo playing at the same team, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 37 was pressing more than Marcus Rashford, and that genuinely used to get under my skin. That used to piss me off. And at Barcelona, he was pressing, but not to the capabilities of a Rafinha. This brother has the pressing. Gordon presses, the work rate is there, off ball movement, he can make the runs, the open spaces, his pace is unbelievable. Physically not the greatest, but he is tall. I mean, he can push some players, but he's not the greatest, right? And the weakness is obviously the consistency in front of goal and third box or whatever you call it, not there as well. But off ball movement, versatility, which you can play him right wing, striker, left mid, left wing, direct dribbling, work rate and pressing, and that is what Hansi Flick's system is. Work rate and pressing. I think this is a very good deal. Now, considering that he is what? His market value is 57 million. Again, it would be hard if the player prefers Barcelona. That's great. They would accept any amount, but I don't think Newcastle would accept an amount of 30 million for a Gordon, if I'm being honest. If they're struggling to buy a Marcus Rashford for 30 million, what makes you think that a Gordon who's younger, who has more potential, you could say has a lot of potential, right? What makes you think that he will be minimum 50 to 60 million? I mean, let's be honest, he would be 60 million minimum. And I don't think Deco is going to pay 60 million for a Gordon, man. I think what he will do instead is going to buy a Rashford for 30 and then go for a striker and Alvarez and a big signing in Alvarez. But again, if you do that, do you have budget for centre backs who Barcelona needs? I genuinely don't know. I don't know what Deco is doing here exactly, but it's a step to the right direction, obviously. Gordon or Rashford, let me know in the comment section below. I'm a bit biased because I'm a United fan, obviously. I would say Marcus Rashford is unbelievable, but at the same time, I don't want to see him play in Barcelona, an enemy team, so it is what it is. Gordon, what do you guys think in the comment section below? Barcelona fans, let me know, who would you choose for a Rashford? What would your transfer market be? How would you buy people, or how would you invest your money in the right places? Again, defense, they're lacking. I don't know why they don't even look for a defense. I genuinely don't know. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, comment down. I see every single comment. Subscribe, and gracias, amigos.